Hey there, friends. Happy fall. This is Diane Gillett with Pampered Chef, and I am happy to be here with you in this Making Memories party. I love this theme because as soon as we get into fall, I love to be back in the kitchen, and the number one dish that comes to my mind is my mother's apple charlotte, and it brings back all the wonderful memories. My mother brought this recipe over from England with her back in the early 1960s, even though apple charlotte, of course, is a French dessert, and it somehow morphed because most traditional recipes call for putting bread into a baking mold and then filling it with eggs and like apricot jam. This is really more like a European apple crisp is the best way I can describe it, and it's so good, and it just takes me right back to being a kid in the kitchen with my mom. So what I have going here right now is I have our cast iron enameled Dutch oven, and I have about 6 Granny Smith apples peeled and sliced and in there with some sugar and some cinnamon, and we're cooking it just so that it's tender. We don't want it to get mushy. Now I want to show you how I cut up my apples. I peeled them and then I used our core slicer, which I love. I have owned this particular tool for decades. Not only do I use it when doing pies and things like this apple charlotte, it has been fabulous over the years for cutting up fruit for my kids for their lunches. I love that tool. All right, so my apples have cooked, and then it comes time to make the crumb topping. And in here I have just some regular flour. I have a little bit of regular white sugar. I have a little brown sugar. I'm going to add a little more, and then I put in just a little bit of cinnamon in there. Now, a trick my mom had taught me with brown sugar is keep it in the bag and then go ahead and use that to press into your cup, because usually, you know, you're measuring your brown sugar and you've got to compact it into the measuring cup, and that way your work surface and your hands stay clean. All right, this is good to go, this crumb topping. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to take out my apples and I'm going to cook it in my pie plate, my deep dish stoneware pie plate. Now, this is an old one. As you can see, it is cranberry. The new one is this very pretty white. I love, love, love my stoneware. And in October, when you host a party and it qualifies at just $200 in sales, you can choose 2 pieces of our stoneware at 60% off. That's a phenomenal deal. So you'll want to get in on that. All right, once I fill this dish with all my apples, I am going to add my crumb topping. And then this is going to go into my oven at 350 degrees for about a half an hour. If you would like this recipe, in the comments, please just write "recipe please" and tag your consultant, and they'd be happy to send it to you. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining me.